Back on the Friday Night Thunder Scoreboard Show, we got one segment and a lot to do, so we're going to get cranked up right here. It is the Friday Night Thunder Scoreboard Show.
2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine and I really want to make you mine.
Dennis Weaver, Josh Peterson, Brian Markham,
So
Hayden
fine,
Prophet,
I really want to make you mine.
and maybe Keith Kinzer.
4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like that, do you, honey?
Is he here?
I don't even. He ate a bunch.
Locust night.
Has he already gone? He's already split.
Locust night.
He ate and split. Wow. You know, you can tell it's getting near the end of the season when the crowd thins out early. But this is a guy that is always good to join us each and every week, and he sticks around to the bitter end. Bryan Barrett. He is the play-by-play voice for WGNS, calling some of those great Rutherford County games. And he joins us here on the Oak Restaurant Hotline. Oak Restaurant with gift certificates for the holiday season. To go by and check out their pizza selection. You can call ahead and have it ordered to pick it up and have it at home for you 6 days a week. Brian, welcome in. Tonight you had a rematch battle between Blackman and Riverdale, and it wasn't as close maybe as we thought going in.
Yeah, you know, Blackman came out and played a heck of a football game, and you know, I think we've all thought this all year long, but the other teams have kind of risen to the occasion, if you will, and like Laverne and Smyrna and Riverdale. But really, I think if you had asked everyone, they really thought that Blackman and Oakland were the best two teams in the district, and a lot of people were looking ahead to that was the game that would be played in the quarterfinals, and whoever won that game, everyone thinks they'll play Maryville for a right to play in the state championship. And so we're at least halfway there with Blackman and Oakland rematch next Friday night in the quarterfinals.
And one of those teams will get a chance to play probably Maryville out of the East or Science Hill, the two teams left over there. You called that game 3 months ago. That seems like it was longer ago.
Yeah.
And it was about 100 degrees that day. I haven't looked ahead at the long-range forecast, but it's probably going to be in the 30s at least, maybe even in the 20s next week. Compare and contrast.
Yeah, you know, I think the temperatures are supposed to moderate, but, you know, I thought about that game tonight, honestly, because we were there when it was 100 and whatever outside at Blackman, and, of course, tonight it was freezing cold and in the 20s. So, you know, you kind of think football season is weird. You start out in shorts and T-shirts, and then you can't get enough clothes on by the time football season rolls around. But one thing that Coach Rankin mentioned many years ago, and Coach Wyatt has said it at Siegel as well, when Christmas trees are up and you can hear the jingle bells ringing, you know you've had a pretty good season. And if you're practicing football after a Thanksgiving meal on a Thursday, you know you've had a really good football season. And we have been blessed here in Rutherford County to have that happen for a lot of our teams over the past 22, 23 years. And it's going to happen again this year. I don't know which team is going to be the victor next week. Blackman, Oakland, it was kind of destiny that they were going to meet here in this game next week. And we'll just have to wait and see. A lot of preparation, a lot of really good football talent on both teams. 2 Mr. Football finalists in 6 or in 3A. So it's going to be really, really fun next Friday night for sure. But, yeah, tonight kind of took me back a little bit to that first game, week 0.
Bryan Barrett joining us here on the Friday Night Thunder Scoreboard Show. Dennis Weaver, Josh Peterson here until 11 o'clock.
Brian, chat a little bit about Blackman and Riverdale tonight. It was a game that, you know, Riverdale, you know, came into the game with a pretty good record, and the only losses being to Blackman and Oakland, but they just kind of were on a different, seemed like kind of on a different scale when it comes to talent, weren't they?
Well, yeah, you know, I think the rest of the district, you know, and even Laverne proved that, you know, that they were a really good football team, made the playoffs this year, you know, and got in and wound up being 6-6. But the rest of the district, they were all really good football teams. In any other district, they may be playing in the quarterfinals. But Blackman and Oakland, they just had something else, you know, that they have more big playmakers. You know, you've got kids that are SEC caliber talent, and you just kind of felt that those two teams were above the others. Now, you look at Oakland, and they've got a great defense. You look at Blackman, they've got a great offense. Both are comparable on the other side of the ball, but I don't know what gives in that game. Blackman being at home, winning the other game, I don't know if you give them a little bit of an edge, but you look at those two teams, and you kind of thought after they played the first week that it was going to happen, and it was, if everything fell right, that they would be the two teams playing in the quarterfinals, and here we are 3 months later, and that's what's going to happen.
Brian, I know you're going to be broadcasting next week, Oakland and Blackman, the two teams in Rutherford County still alive in the playoffs, and one way or another we will be talking to you next week for sure in the pregame show and in the postgame show, and we look forward to maybe even partnering with you a little bit during the broadcast, okay?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Brian, we appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you next week. That is Bryan Barrett on the Oak Restaurant Hotline.